Welcome to Shakespeare to Sonnets. Today we're doing sonnet number 95. Let's get this started with how sweet and lovely dost thou make the shame, which like a canker in the fragrant rose doth spot beauty of thy budding name. Oh, in what sweets dost thou thy sins enclose, a tongue that tells the story of thy days, making lascivious comments on thy sport. Cannot dispraise, but in a kind of praise, naming thy name, blesses an ill report. Oh, what a mansion have those vices got, which for their habitation chose out thee, where beauty's veil doth cover every blot, and all things turns to fair that eyes can see. Take heed, dear heart, of this large privilege, the hardest knife ill used doth lose his edge. Firstly, this sonnet is actually particularly easier to understand than the rest of the other sonnets as well. How sweet and lovely dost thou make the shame. How sweet you are and how lovely you are when you go ahead and you just went ahead and you did the shame. You just ruined the perfect moment, which like a canker in the fragrant rose. It was supposed to be like a straight line, but then somewhere on the way it accidentally turned into a little wave. Like, by the way, the canker is like, it's the part of the word. It's basically shortened for cankerworm, which is an animal, a worm that feeds on blossoms and flowers. Doth spot the beauty of the budding name. You went ahead and spotted the beauty of the the budding name. You went ahead and ate. If you were the cankerworm, and if our relationship was the bud, you've just eaten the bud. Oh, and what sweets dost thou sins enclose? And what kind of sins do you have inside that? What kind of evil things you have inside of that very beautiful face? That tongue that tells the story of thy days. You may be able to go ahead and tell all your stories, but all of them might just be lies, just from what I've seen inside of you, making lascivious comments on thy sport. You go ahead and tell us about what you think, saying it's great and awesome, when you actually think inside of you that it's terrible, that it deserves to be destroyed and put on fire. Cannot dispraise, but in a kind of praise, naming thy name blesses an ill report. You can't dispraise me, or else you'll lose me, so you go ahead and try to praise me up too, and you're a really good liar. Naming my name, naming thy names, naming what I want to hear, and you went ahead and you give me a report, but a false one. Oh, what a mansion have those vices got, and what a mansion you have, like a lot of things. They literally leave a luxury inside of you right now. There's so many of them that you can just use them whenever you want, which for their habitation chose out thee, where beauty's veil doth cover every blot. This is where beauty's veil doth cover every blot, and all things turn to fair that the eyes can see, and all these things that turns to fair that eyes can see. Take heed, dear heart, of this large privilege. You have to go ahead and take heed, you dear heart. You have to take care of this large privilege. The hardest knife ill used doth loses his edge. The hardest knife that you use, the harder knife you use, the quicker it becomes blunter. So, yeah. That's pretty much sonnet number 95. That's sonnet number 95. I hope to see you guys soon, and so until then, peace. Bye-bye. How sweet and lovely dost thou make the shame, which like a canker in the fragrant rose doth spot the beauty of thy budding name. Oh, and what sweets dost thou thy sins enclose, that tongue that tells the story of thy days, making lascivious comments on thy sport. Cannot dispraise, but in a kind of praise, naming thy name blesses an ill report. Oh, what a mansion have those vices got, which for their habitation chose out there, or beauty's veil doth cover every blot, and all things turn to fair that eyes can see. Take heed, dear heart, of this large privilege, the hardest knife ill used doth lose his edge.